Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of the Code AI podcast with me, Kaz, and him,
This guy.
Charlie, that guy. This is the first time we're actually face on camera, which we will be moving forward. Our first episode was just us, like introducing ourselves a little bit. So we were like, do you really need to see us? Probably not. In this episode is called Kaz Builds Her First App Using AI, and that's me. So, as we explained in episode 1, I don't really know much about AI. I know a little bit about ChatGPT and Claude, for context, specifically looking for ideas for content for websites using SEO, particularly. So that's kind of the context. So Charlie knows a lot more than I do about AI. So basically, I'm going to be like you, the viewer or the listener. I'm going to be learning at the same time that you guys are going to be learning. And then as we move on through our episodes, we'll learn together until we're proficient in using AI to build whatever we're trying to build. So that's kind of the context of what we're going to be doing moving forward. Structurally, the way the podcast is going to work is we're going to spend a few minutes catching up on our week. So you guys get to know us as people and personalities and not just people that just come on here and talk incessantly about AI. We are people. We have lives.
We are not AI generated.
No, we're not bots.
Good looking as I am, I know I'm very sharp,
Whatever.
but I'm not an AI generated.
No.
Bot.
And it's like 8:30 my time. I'm based in Florida. So I do have my cup of tea, which is very stereotypical of me. But you might see some animals wandering around because it's kind of that time of night for them to do their thing. So, and what time is it? 6:30 your time.
Yeah, I'll buzz over to the gym. I'll do steam and then come back. I've been getting back into Silicon Valley. Hilarious show, so funny.
It's a show. Oh, okay.
Yeah, on HBO about a guy builds a compression algorithm, an app tech company, and he scales it. And it's created by Mike Judge. He created Beavis and Butthead. It's so funny. You get like VC funding and some.
Is it? But it's not. It's not a cartoon, is it? It's
not a cartoon. No.
Okay.
I'll text you. You've probably seen it somewhere. It's so fun. It's so hilarious. I forgot how funny it is, actually. It was out like 10 years ago. But yeah, that'll be my night. Yeah, all that being said, since we last recorded about a week ago, we were actually talking about this before. I don't think you have that lead that crazy of a life. Like, what do you do?
I actually, honestly, have had a pretty crazy life. It's this month for some reason, everything's been kind of last minute or like sudden, or we've had friends in town last minute. So it's been kind of like in a good way though. Like I'm not complaining whatsoever. It's been really nice to be able to catch up and do things. So we've had like birthday dinners and friends in town. We went scalloping at the weekend with some friends, because scallop season has opened up now. So we did that at the weekend. My husband and one of our kids went to a concert of a band that I cannot.
It's a band.
The band is called Ghost, and they are very theatrical. Like if you look at their costumes, they have this whole like theme that the lead singer is like very loosely based on like a Catholic cardinal or priest or something, so that it's Papa, and throughout the tenure as a band, different papas have died. It's the same guy, same lead singer, but he just kills one character off and then another one comes along. So I think they're on like number 4 or something. But if you look at them and the way they dress and their stage presence, you would think that they were one of those like screamo bands, which I cannot stand. But they're not. They're like rock meets cringy 80s music. They're just so bad, like so bad. So I did not participate in that. You could have.
For context, Dad
You
hates
can
everything.
no,
So
you could not pay me neither. But they love it, and every time like our daughter, she gets dressed up for it, and like she really like emulates whatever the theme is of the night. This is the band. Do you remember a couple of years ago where the two of them flew out to LA for her birthday? Do you remember
yeah,
that? They flew
yeah,
out to LA. It's the
that
same
was them.
band. They just happened to be playing, they were playing in Tampa. So it's very much closer. So yeah, so they did that. Um, Also, if you hear thunder, we are like a tropical storm is passing over us and going into the Gulf. So yeah, if you hear that, that's
That'll
why.
be fun.
Yeah, we're not really getting it. We're just getting the rain and the thunder. So we did that. We did go and see the F1 movie. I think we briefly talked about F1 in episode one. Um, and I think we said that I was going to give my review of it. Um, I
As
didn't.
somebody who watched it growing up, right? He was like,
Yeah. Since a kid, I watched
okay,
F1. Um, I did. I didn't hate it. I will say that, and hmm, I
hate
think it was
everything.
very. Yeah, I think it was very. That's one of my dogs. I think it was very, very entertaining. I loved how the camera angles and the images they were able to portray that made you feel like you were like right
That was
there.
pretty cool. Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. And we went to a movie theater that had D box seats. So the seats moved, which was because you really felt like you were in the action. Um, I didn't like how the female character ended up as a love interest. I would have just liked to have seen her as an engineer in her own right. Um, I There was a lot of continuity issues, which the average
Mm.
viewer would not have picked up on that. And I'm talking specifically about the liveries of certain cars, because they filmed it over two different seasons. And so certain liveries
Mm.
for teams changed. So again, it was a continuity thing. There were things like that throughout the whole movie. I loved the Carlos Sainz line
What was
where
it?
I don't know if you picked up on it, but he was in the club one night and
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
she
Can you
goes,
introduce
"Can
me?
you get me Carlos Sainz?"
Uh, yeah.
And I was like, "I
So my
love that."
girlfriend, she goes, "Oh my god, oh my god!" She like starts laughing.
I was dying. Even my husband turned and looked at me at that moment because everybody knows that I think Carlos is exceptionally handsome. So that cracked me up. The shenanigans that went on in terms of what the lead character was doing in order to help his teammate just was not believable, really. And it kind of surprised me because Lewis Hamilton, who is one of the best F1 drivers of all time, like oversaw this movie. I'm kind of surprised he let
He
that go.
overs. Oh really?
He was a producer on the movie. Yeah, he was very
Oh
hands
yeah, I
on.
saw that.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I talked to you about this briefly earlier. If you've never really watched Formula One, okay, so the gist of the movie is that there's a guy called Sonny Hayes who was in F1 30 years ago. He had a horrific accident, stopped racing F1, and then one of the team owners was basically like, "Come back, Sonny. We can't do this without you. We're going to lose all of our, investors and sponsorship." And Sonny shows up and basically it's the latter half of a season, so it's probably about race 12, and all they want is to get their car to win a race, but their car is like what we often refer to as a shit box or a bucket of shit. It's like a back marker team, meaning it's one of the worst teams on the grid. So the gist of the movie is that they want to get him the shit box, the back markers, to win a race. And if they do this, the world's going to be great and they're going to get all their sponsorships, blah, 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 and their investors. It's unrealistic. It's never going to happen. But I did say, I don't know if we talked about this. I definitely said this to my husband, is that it's like highly unlikely that's ever going to happen. The only way that could ever happen is if it's a wet race, meaning it's hammering it down with rain, because so many different things can change a race when it rains, from pit stops, safety cars, red flags, or them calling a race on lap 47 of 65. And it just so happens that a back marker team is leading the race at that point because they're the only ones that haven't done a pit stop. Like those are the type of things where it
Yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
happen. It's never going to happen on a normal race. It's just unrealistic, never going to happen. But what was weird was the movie came out. The first race after the movie came out was Silverstone, which is like literally one of the best tracks races. It's the oldest track oldest track we have. Like it's just a pinnacle of the sport, right? And it's a rain race. It's a wet race. What happens is it's unpredictable. There's a racing car driver called Nico Hulkenberg who was in F1, left F1, came back to F1, just like Sonny Hayes, although he's not 60 years old like Sonny Hayes is. It's a rain race. He literally drives one of the shit boxes, a bucket of shit, back mark a team. They've been doing okay this season, but where did they land up? On the podium. He lands up on the podium. It's his first ever podium of his entire career. So I'm like, if people go and watch the F1 movie and then they're like, oh, I'm going to watch an F1 race and Silverstone's on, they're going to think like that's like, it happens. Like it just doesn't. It's just so weird that it just coincided. So yes, it does happen, but it's really, really rare. But yeah, I think the movie was really, you watched it and you're like a super, super, super casual F1 fan and you thought it was entertaining. So
I thought it was entertaining. I thought, yeah, for like a Saturday night, and we went to a theater where I hadn't seen a movie in the theaters since Deadpool, and prior to Deadpool, the third one, prior to the third, it'd been, I think pre-COVID since I'd seen a movie. So this is the first time I'd been to a theater where there's like assigned seating, and then they'll like bring you beers, and I had a beer too, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I mean, it's not like F1's not my jam.
Yeah.
I thought it was entertaining.
I did like how they filmed it around like, when they're standing there at the national anthem and they're doing the grid walk. Like those were filmed at actual races. Like that did actually happen. So that was cool. So that's why you saw a lot of Carlos.
I did hysterically laugh. I died laughing when he sent the text. I told you this earlier. He sent that. We're like the guy's up top and he's like looking down at the I lost it. I did not see that coming.
The middle finger emoji?
Okay, way to ruin it, but yes.
No, that's not going to ruin it. That won't ruin it. The reason that Charlie thought that was very funny is because that is the most used emoji between him and I consistently. That is, we send that randomly and or actual pictures of middle fingers. In fact, last year for Christmas, I sent him a calendar, like a desk calendar that changes every month, and every month was a different picture I'd sent him throughout the year of my middle finger at random places doing random things.
It was pretty good. That was
a pretty good gift. That's how we roll. So, but other than that, that's about. I mean, I can fill you in on my front door story another time.
Yeah,
boring people, but yeah, that's about it. What about you?
So the F1 movie, Ben, I do want to go to the mountains this weekend. Yeah, for context, I do downhill mountain biking. I don't go as hard as I did last year. I almost had a really bad crash last time I was up. Into a tree again.
Oh my
God. So it's hard because it's like a drop. It's like a 5-6 foot drop, which might not sound like a lot, but when you're going like 30 miles down a mountain and you're in trees, I mean, I almost smoked this tree. Like I did it last year, actually. So I had it in my mind.
Same tree. Wait, the same tree.
The same tree, yeah. And this tree is like all marked up. All marked up. Like the front, I mean, it's like like the bark is like off of it, and a lot of people hit the tree. Like I'm not the only one. It's like right at the start of the trail, and it's like you're coming in hot off the heels off another trail. There's kind of like a flat spot, and then you just go right in. It's like you drop 5-6. So the idea is to not use your brakes coming off the heels of this one, so that you have enough speed to clear the gap onto a specific rock. On this, and I didn't have this, and I almost ran into a tree. So, yeah.
And also to add a bit more context, 2 years ago, he landed in the emergency room from crashing his bike. So
Yeah. On like a very basic trail, I just took my eye off something and flipped over and tore my shoulder.
mm,
Yeah, so gearing up for that. Yeah, I'm just getting over this hot weather. I cannot stand this hot weather here in Colorado. I can't. Oh, it's so gross here. But yeah, just gearing up for bike season and just, I mean, keeping up the news with AI and the crazy news with windsurf and Google and everything that Microsoft and I saw last night Amazon has their own coding tool now, which is or AI. So it's pretty cool news, and I've actually been what like kind of excited like to see Kaz like create her first.
yeah.
I've only gotten a handful live, but I mean natively, I think I've done 13, 14, 15 different apps. I stumbled into it a couple months ago with our own tool from our SEO agency. You can
Mm.
forecast um, uh, SEO results. Kind of fell into that, and turns out like that is a thing now, vibe coding. So I've been trying to get Kaz into it, and here we are.
Mm. It
I think
must
it's
be
everything.
said that I I
I'm gonna be a partner for it.
we joke about like neck beards, and that's not to insult anybody. It's just that these people are way smarter than I ever will be, and it's very techy. And okay, it just feels like it's going to be that way. So going into it and not knowing much, it's quite intimidating. And I think that's what's going to make our podcast like very helpful to people is that we're literally going to walk you through it. So that intimidation factor goes away. And then you get the confidence that you're able to build whatever you want to build. And hopefully also give you ideas of things to build that you currently don't have. So I am with you in that it feels intimidating. It feels like I don't know what I'm doing at the moment, but we're going to work through it together. Um, and I think it's going to be less techy than we think going into it. So
Yeah,
I'm excited is a bit much of a word, but I'm not like angry about it. If that makes any difference.
I think it'll be easier than you think. Uh, the tool that we're going to use
Mm,
is very easy to use. It's very user friendly, and that step of 0 to 1, I think, is one of the hardest to do. Just get it live is what we say. Like just ready, fire, aim. Just get it live. Uh,
yeah.
the critical component that we won't do is connecting a database.
Okay.
That's where things can get kind of mucky. Like
Right.
that's where you some errors. But Kaz will just be using this natively. And what's the tool that we're gonna? Were you gonna ask Bolt
Um,
about some ideas, or you
so
can build
we, so
something
before we
else?
started, we set up a couple of things in the background, so we weren't going to bore you guys with like setting stuff up. So I have currently opened Claude, which is just like ChatGPT, which everybody's kind of heard of ChatGPT. I feel like everyone has it on their phones now. Um, and then I have another browser open with something called Bolt, which I don't. This is my first time seeing Bolt, hearing about Bolt, so I'm going to start sharing my screen and then we're going to make something happen. So let me share my
We'll make
screen.
magic. Yeah. So what do you want to build?
I want to build something that's going to make me $1 million overnight, please. Thank you. No, let's build something that helps with the podcast. So let's build something that helps with like outlines for podcasts. Because typically we always have a frame of what we're going to talk about or what we're going to do. Or if we're doing an interview, we'll make sure that have researched that and we have really good questions that we would ask or we think you would ask or things you want to know. So let's do that.
Okay. So to be clear, you don't want to ask what are some good ideas. Like you don't want to ask Bolt give 5 ideas. You know what you want to build.
In this instance, yes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
perhaps for another episode, we could be out of ideas and ask Bolt for something to build.
Okay. So just go ahead and start with yeah, just tell it what you want, what you want it to do, what you want it to solve.
So with Chat GPT, I know that you kind of have to be quite specific with your prompts. Is that the same with Bolt as well? Like with
Well,
Chat
let's
GPT, it would be like you own a shoe store and you are trying to get customers from this demographic or that demographic. Like, do we have to be very specific with Bolt too?
I mean that helps, but let's see what happens when you just let's go
Okay.
about it Kaz's way. Let's see what happens when
Okay.
Kazmataz tries this.
I would like to build an app that help helps me prepare for a podcast. I would like in-depth outlines for my podcast. My podcast is called Code AI Podcast. It is a weekly podcast with my co host. We aim to teach our viewers and listeners how to use, how to vibe code,
Yeah.
how to
Vibe
vibe
code.
code.
Yeah, yeah, guests and interview. AI news, all that stuff.
Okay, I would like to build an app that helps me prepare for a podcast. I would like in-depth outlines for my podcast. My podcast is called Code AI Podcast. It is a weekly podcast with my co-host. We aim to teach our viewers and listeners how to vibe code. We will be interviewing in the AI space in some of our episodes. Wow, I can't spell. Late. It's been a long day.
And then you can
What
say,
what other information do you
yeah, there you
need?
go. That's what I was going to say. You can prompt it or put a line in there to get clarification. So, like, basically tell it to ask you any questions that it needs for clarity.
Ask me any questions you need for clarity. All right.
My podcast is called an app that helps me prepare for a podcast. Okay. Yeah. And then see what it says.
Okay. Tell me a little about yourself. Do I need to do this?
Um, yeah. Let me just like real quick. Tell you're a student.
Small business.
Sure.
Just make it up as we go along.
Yeah.
Beginner. 100% beginner. Who are you primarily building products for? Team, company. Next. Build and launch an app website. Learn how to build apps. Which one would you think? Or can I just say not sure yet? Because we don't know. We're going to go all over the map, right?
Yeah.
Okay, complete. Boom, let's build. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Would
Let's
you
see.
like,
Scroll up. Is
oh
that?
my
Oh,
God, all
look
these questions.
at that. I'd love to help you build a.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What sections do you typically want in your episode outlines? Intro, key talking point, examples, transitions, outro. We just need key talking points and walk through examples, right?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? That's basically what we did for the other one, right? Our other
Yeah.
podcast.
So I said we need key talking points and an opportunity to walk our viewers through an AI, how to use an AI tool. For interviews, we will need well-researched questions. Okay, next. Do you need different outline templates for educational versus interview episodes? We do need different outlines for educational versus interview. That's a great question. How detailed do you like your outlines? Bullet points, full script, somewhere in between. We like an outline that is somewhere between bullet points and full scripts. This is good because you ever driven somewhere and you don't think about it because you know where you're going, but then you have somebody drive you somewhere and you forget to give them the directions because you just think that they know where they're going. This is kind of like in my head, I know all of this in my head, but I wouldn't have thought to have told it that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Besides educational and interview episodes, are there other formats you use? Not really. Okay. How far in advance do you typically plan episodes? Should I be truthful?
Yeah.
For context to our viewers, we have another podcast that we host. And sometimes we plan like quite well in advance, and other times we plan like 10 minutes before. We would like to plan at least a week in advance. Do you have recurring segments? The only recurring segment we have is at the beginning of the podcast where we catch up on our lives. God, this is a lot of questions, man.
How many more do you have left?
Quite a few. What sources do you currently use for research? Tech blogs, papers? Using all kinds of things. Manus, Claude, Chat, GPT, LinkedIn,
press
websites,
releases.
Press releases,
in the
YouTube.
interest of time, you could do. And what's the next question?
Do you need space to track code examples, demo, or technical resources?
Hold shift and hit enter twice. And then just put no.
Just hit no?
Yeah. Or just type, just like that. And then same thing. Space,
Would you like features to save and organize research links and notes? Yes. I would.
Cool.
For interview episodes, do you need features to track guest information? Yes.
Yep.
Do you prepare questions in advance? Yes. Organize them in my notes app currently. Any guest scheduling or follow-up tracking needs?
I mean, we'll say something like the episode will go live, in 2 weeks. Here's the LinkedIn, something like that. Is that what this is asking?
No, I think it's like if we're asking them to come on. How do you currently coordinate with your co-host on episode planning? Barely.
You say Zoom. Use Claude.
Zoom meetings. Do you need real-time collaboration features? Do we?
Yeah.
Who typically takes the lead on different aspects of preparation? I would say you do more reaching out to people and coordinating guests, and I do more like outlines and stuff.
Yeah, that's accurate. You're way better with research than I am.
Because I'm a stalker.
Yeah, you're a creeper. Good. Any more online programming courses? Yeah. Cool. All right, let's roll it. See what happens. I wonder, like, this will just be like a one pager or
You've used Bolt before,
like
have you?
yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?
Are you ready?
Think so. Do it.
Okay, clear.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness gracious.
What is it doing? What is it doing? What is
For
it
our
doing?
listeners, our listeners only in like Apple Podcasts, what's happening right now? What do you
It's
see?
I'm seeing it say create and then it comes up with like almost looks like a file name, and it's like doing this is the fifth create that it's doing. It did ask me if I would like it to start building the app, but I didn't get an opportunity to say yes or no because it just started creating things. um One is an index, one is local storage, episode, something, layout, dashboard. It's working on the preview, I think, is what it's doing, but I haven't used this before, so I'm not sure. um
Okay.
It reminds me a little bit of Claude, how Claude asks questions on one side and then all of a sudden it's like a mass of like text or content or whatever you're trying to do on the other side.
Hmm.
Um, it did say, would you like me to start building this app? I'll create a beautiful, fully featured tool that streamlines your podcast preparation workflow and makes collaboration with your co-host seamless. If only.
Bam.
That's never going to
Oh,
happen.
your side. So
Um, it's still for those who are not watching, it is still creating different components of the tool. So um it's not like it magically does it in like 10 seconds. Ooh, run dev. Oh my god. Now it's come up with a whole thing about what, oh my god, did it really just do that? Sorry.
keep in mind
Wow.
we might have kids watching, so
Did I swear? No, I didn't.
you did
I'm
not, but
notoriously known for swearing, by the way, so I would
as is everyone.
apologize well in advance. I would blame my English roots, but I don't know if that's appropriate since I've been here so long. Okay, so can
Look
I
at
dive
that.
around in this now? I'm guessing I can.
Yeah, let's see. What did it spit out in terms of the prompts, like the content
Okay,
on the
so I'm
left
looking
hand
on the left hand side. There's like four different subjects. One says dashboard, one says episodes, one says research, and one says collaboration. And then the main part of the app, I guess, it says total episodes 0, ready to record 0, in progress 0. And then it tells you educational versus interview, what that percentage is going to be. And right now, obviously, it's 0 because we just built this thing. Um, so then if I click onto episodes, this
Whoa,
is
look
where
at
you
that.
can manage your podcast episodes and outlines, and you can look at them educational versus interview. You can search the episodes. You can
Wow.
search by the type of the episode. You can search by the status, whether it's planning, researching, outlined, or ready. And it's telling me that no episodes are found, which obviously makes sense. And then Research Hub. Oh, the research management features are coming soon. I'm assuming it's because it needs more information from me. I haven't read that. More. It came up with more things on the left-hand side of my screen, which is where you put your prompts in. But obviously, I haven't had a chance to read that yet. And then under collaboration, it says the same thing. Collaboration features are coming soon. That's insane.
So
Oh,
I
look,
think
look at this AI podcast teaching viewers how to vibe with code.
yeah, so that I think what's going to happen is if you go under episodes
Yep.
and then if you go add educational episode,
Yeah.
wow, look at that.
Oh, so I
Um,
can put this in. I can put this in now, this one.
let's try it.
Okay. The episode title is Kaz builds her first app using AI. The recording date is, where are we? July 15th. And the
Okay.
brief description of what you'll teach in this episode. This episode is Charlie walking Kaz through how to use Bolt to create an app that will help with podcast episode outlines and more. Okay, this episode is Charlie walking Kaz through how to use Bolt to create an app that will help with podcast episodes and more. Create episode.
Cool.
Boom.
Oh, it adds it to the like a little board. And then click on research.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, because the date's wrong on that. It's no big deal. We can fix it. But
Oh, it's under planning. Okay. I'm guessing it would show up there where it's no, maybe not.
oh, I think because it still requires the information that we haven't given it yet, or that whatever it's asking for on this left-hand side.
All right, let's see what that says.
Okay, I've created a comprehensive podcast preparation app for Code AI Podcast. Here's what I've built: a dashboard with episode stats, upcoming episodes, and recent activity, episode management with separate templates for educational versus interview episodes, beautiful production ready design with a purple blue theme matching your podcast branding. Is it? Current functionality: create newer educational interview episodes, view all episodes with filtering by type and status. See, I didn't ask it to do that. I just knew that how helpful that would be. Search episodes by title, description, track episode status, planning, researching outlined, responsive design that works on all devices. Then it tells me what's ready that we already went through. And then it says the foundation is solid. I can now add the detailed outline editors for both episodes, including live catch-up session template, AI tool, walkthrough builder, interview question organizer. Would you like me to build out the episode outline editors? Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Yeah, fam.
Do it. Get to it. So now it's building these out.
Pretty
So we're
wild
probably going to.
for a shot, huh?
I don't like me to say like I'm a pro or anything, but
Anyway, yeah.
remember how I was saying like it feels like it'd be quite intimidating, and then it makes it really easy for you because not only is it showing me like, hey, this is what it looks like, but you can look at it and be like, okay, I like this, I don't like this, I need this, I don't have it, or I don't need this, you can take that away. So I feel like obviously it needs a bit of tweaking, but instead of looking at lines of code that I don't know what the heck I'm looking at, I'm physically seeing it. And so by physically seeing it, you know, I can, because some people who code just visually see what it's going to look like. I don't know how they do it. They're magicians. That's why they get paid so much money. But for somebody like me, I need to see it. And then, and even then, I'm assuming like if we use this for a couple of months and then we need it tweaking, we can just come back into Bolt, right? And be like, hey, we've worked with this for a while. This works really well, but we don't really need this, or this needs to be tweaked.
Yep. What you could do, you see on the left-hand side of the white window in the upper left-hand corner, it says Code AI Podcast is the name.
I'm sorry, what did you say I was looking for?
So find where it says Code AI Podcast, like in the actual app, like the front end of the app, okay, move it down. Move your cursor. Yeah. Now, click code. Yeah, right there. Click code.
Oh, you know.
That's the guts. So there's different files, like the components, the source, there's index, TypeScript. Yeah. So that's, if you know how to code, that's like, there's a React code. You can make edits in there as well. But if you just want to do like prompting, you can prompt it through the chat on the left and then see the changes on the right. This preview mode right here. If you want to change, like for example, let's say you're making a web page and you want to change the H1, you can just go in there and then change your H1 on the index page, and that will save you time, or that will save you like token usage.
But you would have to know where you were going and what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like if you want to change the H1 and then H2s, we're talking SEO right now, but that's our
Yeah.
background. You want to change the H1 and then some H2s, you can do that and not um, be not have that token usage or that usage cost affect you.
So before this came along, everything was being done on that code way,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So now it's saying
Before
I
like
thought
no code tools, and it
like you were
was,
paying someone to write all that code,
and
right?
this would have taken maybe a couple weeks, and the planning and the scaffolding, the prep and all that has to
Mm.
go in. Like, well, what's going to go in the purple box at the top? What are the four boxes underneath it? Is it going to say total episodes? Is it going to say ready to record? Instead of that, what's going to say on the left? Is it going to be a description?
Mhm.
All that has to be
So
worked out.
now it's done this. Now I clicked on episodes and I clicked on the episode that we created a minute ago. And now
Mhm.
it's giving me an opportunity to add in like live catch
Look at
up,
that.
your updates, co host updates, key talking points, AI walkthrough,
What?
the tool name, description, steps, the examples, viewer engagement, research, and references. Uh, so
You think it's
it
mis?
added autosave, super tracking, responsive design. Oh, look, interview questions organized by category with priority levels. That's great because
That's
sometimes we
cool.
have more questions than we have time.
Yeah, yeah. Do we have the ability to add questions to like during a recording? Is there a collab feature? Like, how we use Slack and we'll like Slack each other during a recording? That would
Okay,
require
hold on.
both of us. I wonder if that would require um, multiple users. If this is a So this is for context. We will not be putting this up we won't be making this live. So I'm wondering how it's going to handle this functionality, this logic.
Okay. I just said, is there a collab feature that allows the co-hosts to add things to the outline or questions throughout the actual recording?
Put in there, hit stop here. Let's try this. Yeah, hit that stop button. Blue. Yeah, you cancel the
Yeah.
message, and then put in there. We will not be making this something along the lines of we're not going to be making this live. This is only going to be a tool for me and maybe my co-host if this collab feature works, like something like that.
Okay. And then just do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. They'll probably get mad at you. Don't blame. Collab features I can add. Okay.
Um, Collab features I can add real-time editing simulation, see changes as they happen, co-host mode toggle, switch between your view and your co-host view, live additions during recording, change tracking, comment section, recording mode.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yes, yes. Add them, please. Do it. This is fantastic. You know why? Because it's coming up with ideas that we didn't have.
Yeah, yeah. And like iteration, and then, if let's say you did take this live and you scaled it, you can get feedback from your customers, put in a collab feature. It's like if a customer, what I'm thinking is like almost prompting it. Like the end result to me is not having to use Slack or Drive. Everything just lives in there. So
Yeah,
you could prompt it and you could say, how do I make this the only tool that we use right now? We only use, actually, I think it asked you before we
yeah,
did this, right? You could
yeah,
say right now we use Google Drive for the number of episodes,
yeah.
for artist, our editor. How can we make this tool replace Google Drive and um, Slack? If you want to get weird, but I think, I mean, for how long have we been doing this? Half hour? Actual vibe coding.
Yeah, probably. So for
I
people
think
who
it's,
are not watching, why? I'm kidding. um, it's again creating the components for the collaboration element that we just asked it to do. So I really think like, man, this is so I can't believe it just went poop. I mean, it didn't just go poop, like it needed input, right? But it knew what it needed from me. And then I
um,
gave it what it needed, and it just came up with this thing, this gorgeous looking thing that's not a page full of code that I don't understand.
um, I think this makes it really easy, and it's not. You have to have a general sense of like what you're going to make, and you'll learn to like over time like how to maybe do like a napkin design of like I want the app to look like this, and then when I push this button, it looks like this, and then maybe looking at other apps that are out there,
Yeah.
and then get it live, and then use it. Like actually, I think we should use this moving forward. Maybe put some touches on it.
Yeah.
Um, we can use this tool ourselves moving forward with this podcast, and then you can iterate over time.
Yeah. Because I think it is one of those things where you can get it like foundationally set up, but
Yeah,
like I think you have to actually use it to figure out what's missing or what's basically redundant, you know? What you thought you because sometimes what you think you're going to use or what you think makes sense actually isn't, in the end.
yeah, yeah.
Um or it's not as useful as maybe you thought that it would be or whatever. So
So what is it?
yeah.
Oh, it's saying connected.
It's saying, yeah, like switch between users using the drop down collaboration header. So, like right now, I'm the host, so I'm viewing it as the host, but I can view it as you if I wanted to.
Oh
There's a
wow.
start recording mode. You can add comments to any section using the comment buttons. Obviously, we don't have an outline yet, though, so there's that. See live activity as edits happen in real time. Collaborate seamlessly during actual podcast recording. During the recording, a quick add panel lets you capture ideas without disrupting the flow. So yeah, let's switch to the co-host mode. I think it's going to look the same right now because we don't have any data in there.
Yeah. Search and references. What is that? Start recording. Oh, okay. Save changes. Um, yeah. So we would need to grant access to editor, artist, and that's four people, right?
Yeah.
You meet so four total, and then that'd be it. I think we just use it, and I think use it once. You'll have like the most feedback, and then over time it'll be like one thing here, one thing there, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And I also think we could come back in a couple of weeks on another podcast episode and kind of review this and like show kind of what changes we made or why we made them and
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
what we use, what we didn't use. Because obviously we're trying to use like real examples of different things or different AI products or websites or apps that we can use throughout the process. Because again, remember, if you think about it, this was literally the first time I'd seen this website, the first time I'd talked to Bolt, the first time I'd even tried to create an app. And you can see how simple the process was for me. So anyone that's got more familiarity, or maybe you've worked with a team and you've kind of scoped out what you want your app to be, far more in depth than we did before we started this podcast. So you've got a lot more clue of what you want, what you don't want. You could get closer to your end goal with your first go round than we did tonight with this go round if you've already really, really thought it out. Because oftentimes you'll be collaborating with a team, a marketing team, maybe, or, like a management team before you kind of get to this level. So you actually could get much closer than we did.
I think so too. And we would at some point. I like to put this live. So in the upper right hand corner, you see the blue button says deploy.
Yeah.
Bolt makes it super easy to get this live on the internet. You can use Bolt's domain. You can use your own custom domain. www.kazspodcastapp.com. That's an option. That's very easy to use. I showed you a couple of the apps, like landing pages I made earlier. I use
Yeah.
Bolt, and that integration with GoDaddy, it was all very easy. To me, this is very easy. It cuts down production. It makes rapid prototyping. Like if you have an idea for an app, you can, if you really want to, you can get real weird. And, if you want to raise some capital, like here's, we're first to market, your SEO background, you can, do this and that. I think this is this is changing tech landscape. And I think it's cool to learn this stuff because to me, I don't think this stuff is going anywhere. And we had talked about this earlier today. Is this like the blockchain bubble and the amount of opportunity this is creating? I don't think it's like fad. So I think this is here to stay.
I think when you look at all of the big giants in tech who are making moves, and we just talked about it recently with like Google and Amazon, if they are making moves into the AI space or they're making bigger moves into the AI space, then that tells you that we're on the upside of it as opposed to the downside of it.
And
because they're investing a lot.
A lot. And we can see the internet traffic for certain keywords. And they are very high. For your first shot here, I think you've got some. I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks cool. I think the functionality will be dialed in over time.
Yeah, I think we'll play with it, and then maybe in a few episodes we'll come back and we'll go through what we changed and take a look at what we learned. Because obviously we're going to learn. Yeah. I'm going to learn more the more that I use it. So,
yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. We'll be back in another week with a whole new episode. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. So please comment, like, subscribe. Please let us know anything you would like us to cover. If you have any questions, anything specific, any episode ideas, anybody you would love us to have on the podcast. We're right at the beginning of this podcast journey for coding. So we are very much open to any ideas or any suggestions. And we're very adaptable. So please hit us up and we'll be back next week.
Peace.